Welcome to a special edition of 5 Minutes of Torah with a Beth Israel Rabbi. This coming Shabbat, we read Parshat Chayei Sarah. Well, the Parsha name literally means the life of Sarah. It actually is about Sarah's passing. And not only Sarah's passing, but the process of burial that Abraham goes through after Sarah has passed for his dear wife. This Torah portion, other parshiot, and rabbinic law gives us the entire tradition for how we are to appropriately mourn and grieve the loss of a loved one. Judaism handles loss in a very brilliant and clear-cut way that helps people heal from the most difficult of challenging times possible in their lives. We, as a Jewish community here in Vancouver, outside of Vancouver, and literally in the entire world, have been going through a process of grieving over the last number of days since the horrific, terrible attack in my own hometown where I was born and grew up, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the Tree of Life Synagogue. According to Jewish law, the very first stage of mourning is one known as ananut. In this first stage of mourning, one is in a total state of shock and surprise. One simply is obligated with the process of kavod hamet, of taking care of the one who has passed away. Literally, the honoring of the dead. We begin with the process of arranging for funerals. And that is exactly what happened in this particular case. Essentially, we as a Jewish community were in a state of ananut. And now, as yesterday and today, funerals are underway, we move more to a state of mourning, of grieving, of trying to understand, trying to process what has happened, not only for ourselves today, but for us and for others tomorrow, so that we can learn from the tragedy that has taken place in order to make tomorrow better for our children and grandchildren. This is critically important. And one of the things that we as Jews know is that when a tragedy has taken place, or specifically when someone has passed away even, it is important to be together, to be with community. Sometimes people will ask me, is it okay to say the Kaddish without a minyan? And I'll say, not only is it halachically not okay, but there's a good reason for that as well. Because the Kaddish needs a call and a response. It needs a community. Many of us are feeling so deeply the tragedy that has taken place this past week. It is so important for us to be together, to be with community. So we can think about, so we can talk about, so we can try to understand what has happened over the course of this past week, and so that indeed we can heal together. And it is for that reason that not only here in Vancouver, but literally across the world, synagogues will be full. Full of not only Jews, but quite frankly, others coming as well, to show their respects, to remember those who were killed, and to show that we will not be deterred from coming to our sacred space. We will not be deterred from coming to synagogue, from praying, from being together, from creating community. And so I want to encourage all of us to come to synagogue on Shabbat morning, to come to synagogue on this Shabbat for spiritual strength, for emotional strength, for ourselves, for the Jewish people, and for the sake of the world. Shabbat Shalom.